Alright everybody, again another video. Like I said, this is a 1980 Chevrolet K10. That means it is a half-ton four-wheel drive. My wife's sleeping, she's getting ready to have surgery tomorrow. She's having heart surgery. Yeah, I know, it's a little rough, but don't want to put my business out there. But yeah, like I said, it does have a 350 HO from factory, but as far as I know of, this is the original engine. I don't know if it has a cam because it does sound a little lopey. I can never get it to run smooth at idle like it's supposed to. And trust me, I've had a bunch of 350s. My dad's had a bunch of my whole family swears on Chevrolet 305s and 350s. And some 454s, and my dad had an old 67 C10 with a 327 and a 5-speed out of a newer Camaro SS. It would haul ass. This is going to be the next project car. Maybe I'm picking up another car in the next couple of weeks, as soon as I either sell this one or figure something out. But it even has this factory emblem, the hood thing. Yeah, I gotta have the stick here because these hoods on these older just tend to buckle here on both sides, and mine actually waves at you. And when you hook the spring up here and down there, it does fucking buckle, and you can't get it up, you can't raise it, and then once you get it there, you can't close it. Oh man, it's a headache. But so far, it does have a Dana 44. Okay, it is a straight axle. I just put a new steering stabilizer or steering damper for all you politically correct people. Steering damper. Put that on there. Does have the factory radiator, which does leak down there in the bottom along that like little rail thing that's right there. These fucking canisters here, I don't like them. There's another one over there. I'm getting rid of all that. I'll tell you that here in a minute. Broken windshield. Just got a little hole there, and that's pretty much it. It ain't cracked all the way through. It's just old. But it is rusty. Fenders are completely shot. Cab corner on this side completely gone. Floor is shot on this side, but somebody put a piece of metal in there. This side of the bed is better than the other side. But there's holes in the bed. I got stuff there. I got an army tent or a tarp there. Scottsdale. That's Spider. I do have 33 1250 15 Firestone Destination AT tires. So AT stands for all terrain. These are one of the best tires I've had. There's buddies with big Dodges with the Nitto mud grapplers or whatever the fuck they're called. And there's a little rust hole there, and they wind up getting stuck. I just cruise right on through. And this side there is no rocker panel. So it's supposed to be a rocker panel there, but as you can tell, there is none, and it's halfway there. There's like no floor on this side. Sliding rear glass window with a sticker that says "Jag 'em up, fat chicks can't jump." I love the fuck out of that sticker. It is so funny. If any of you guys that you know me and know my wife, she is probably 90 pounds soaking wet. And probably like 5 foot. My wife is tiny. But yeah, got a new brake line on it as well. I don't know if you see that down there. These old square bodies, even in two-wheel drive, they tend to, the brake lines tend to rot out on the inside and act as a check valve. So when you push the brake, fluid goes in and very, very little comes out. And with city driving around here, especially going on and off post, you gotta stop and go, so you gotta hit the brakes. So eventually it just got to the point where it would seize up, and then it kept seizing up and seizing up, and I had to release the bleeder, and it would drive for another 3 miles and seize back up again. So, but does have, like I said, 350, has an MP205, which is the best transfer case that there is. These things go for money. People want these in their Jeeps, they want them in their big 4x4s, they want them behind anything because of the fact that they are gear driven and they are bulletproof. My buddy, an old buddy had one, had an old truck like this, and he had like 700 horsepower to his NP205, and it was a beast, and it was a Chevrolet NP205, so it was passenger side drop. It was the best fucking. It was awesome. He dumped that thing in first or second, and it would just spin all four. So it was kind of like a drag truck in a sense. I don't know, but I have it all tore apart. That's a bed sheet that I had, and me and an old buddy of mine cut it up and used that sticky glue on there just to make it look kind of cool, at least a little bit better than what it was. It was all cracked up and nasty. There was a speaker, and that completely gone. We'll talk about plans for this. First of all, first thing is ripping this old tired sumbitch out. This thing does run, and it runs like a rape tape. I shift this thing at like 7,500, 8,000 RPMs. That's when it starts blowing smoke. And that's when I shift it, when I'm hot dogging it. And man, it stays running. It doesn't knock, doesn't do anything. Underneath the hood, it is quiet. Fuck was that? Huh. It is quiet. This thing is awesome. I love that I bought this thing just the way it is, except for those few parts that I put in it. But I drove it 4 hours one way from the guy's house without test driving. I seen it for like 10 minutes, started up, it was idling, and I drove it home that day. It was pretty good. Has a turbo 350 in it for an automatic transmission, I do believe, just judging by the transmission pan. This thing is all wore out. It is. Leaves are broke, especially on the driver's side, so it does sag. I don't know if you can tell, judging where the ceiling is. If you have a good eye, you can tell it's kind of on the driver's side. It slants, it kind of tilts or squats. Some fake rednecks would say she squats. But yeah, this thing is pretty awesome. I love this truck, but ripping this thing out. A bunch of things that are going on right now. So my plan is to, after we figure everything out, ripping this thing out. And can anybody guess what's going in? Kind of typical. Yes, an LS. I want to get a 4.8, not a 5.3. The 4.8s are cheaper. They're more fuel efficient. I don't need it for towing or for drag racing right now. It's just for a new heart. Put a new heart in it. At the same time, I want to put an NV4500 out of a Chevy with a 454, a Chevy with a 6.5 liter diesel, or the 6.0s had the NV4500, the newer Vortex 6.0s with the 5-speed, and the so pretty much up to a 2007 Chevy Classic. The Silverado Classic had an NV4500 behind a 6-liter. They are awesome transmissions. They're expensive to upkeep because they take special fluid. 5th gear fucks up on them. I don't know why, but it's not like I'm going to be using 5th gear much anyway. I like it because it's a 5-speed. It's good for highway, and it's got a granny low. It's just an SM465 with an extra gear. That's all it is. So that's what I want to do. So far, I'm not going to jack it up. It's not a mud truck. This is going to be a restoration with some power. So I'm going to put between 2 to a 4-inch lift with these 33s, up maybe 35s eventually, depending. But I like the 33s. I like the way they look. I'm not a big tire kind of guy. I don't like running 40s all the time because it just kills you on gas. So no, I don't want to do a Cummins swap. Leave that to the Dodge. I'm not a big Cummins fan. I like Power Strokes. Not a Ford's fan. I like Fords, but I like Chevrolet more. I'm a Chevy diehard fan. I love Chevys. But I'll own a Ford before I own a Dodge. I'll put it that way. That's pretty much it, really. Aside from fix the body up, I want to make my own custom bumpers for it. You know, those fancy bumpers people put on their newer trucks. I want to build something like that. Especially a couple of friends of mine on YouTube, Mr. White LS1 and You Can Do It Too. Both Dave and Mike are great people. They did LS swaps. Mike is doing an LS swap to his old CJ, I believe it is, a Jeep. And Dave is put LS swaps in these old K-Series pickups. And very good information on there if you guys want to do LS swaps. Very good people, awesome people to talk to, especially Mike. That man, he's helped me a lot. I give him a real big shout out. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine too as well on YouTube. So I had to give him and Mr. Dave a shout out because they've been helping me out a lot with I just got back from Korea, and throughout the whole 9 months I was there, every ounce of time that I had to myself, and I wasn't trying to text or talk to the wife, I was coming up with wiring diagrams and everything for this truck. LS swaps, different types of LS swap. I want to put a 4.8 because they had the 4.8 and 5.3 are the exact same, except different crank and pistons and maybe a few in cam. Pretty much, I want to do LS7. I want to bore it out to 3.905. Put an LS7 crank, if I can, I believe, for a 4-inch stroke. That will make it a 383 cubic inch stroker. So pretty much an iron LS1 383. I seen there's a guy on YouTube that has one in his F-body Camaro, I believe it is, like a 2000 Camaro SS. Thing rips. It has like 400 and something horsepower with pretty much just typical bolt-ons and just a 383 conversion. So this is going to be a highway truck. This isn't going to be a mud truck. I mean, I'm going to take it on trails and take maybe mud in here and there, but it's a restoration. I love these old square bodies. A lot of people don't give them enough credit. So I personally want to give them a lot of credit, you know, because they are good trucks. This is tough. Just the way it runs like crap. When I first bought it, it ran worse. And I smoked my buddy with his Ford Ranger, the off-road version I got in 2000 or 2001. Smoked his ass, and he has a 410 with a 4-speed automatic. I have 309s with a 3-speed automatic, and as soon as I left him in first gear, I kept going and going and going. And we did it for half a mile, and I had him by like 5 car lengths with this truck. So in 2-wheel drive. So got a lot of parts. This truck's a beauty. She smokes, but I love this thing to death. This is my project. So any ideas you guys want to put out? If I could just put out, give me some ideas, or where to get some parts, or if anybody's got some parts or whatever. I'm not gonna do that Patreon stuff where you have to send me money. I don't want to do any of that. You know, I'm just backwoods boy, just doing something. You know, and a lot of people can't afford to do stuff like that. I can't either, so I'm doing it on a budget. So at least do something. But yeah, check out Mr. White LS1, and definitely check out You Could Do It Too. Great guys. Mike, if you're watching this, I appreciate it, buddy. You've done a hell of a job with me and answering all my questions. You've been there. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Later.